Hey everybody. In this video I just want to kind of review just factoring trinomials and try and clear up some confusion that kind of happens with this particular topic. Now, here's the general form of a trinomial that you're going to be factoring. Ax squared plus bx plus c. A is a number in front of the quadratic term, or the x squared. B is the linear term, and c is the constant. So, in Algebra 1, you factored where a was always equal to 1. See that little 1 there? You don't see it, but it's there. So all you did was back then was you said, well, give me two numbers whose product is c and whose sum is b. In other words, whose product is 4 and whose sum is 5. And you would think that that's 4 and 1. And you would get that, but what you're not realizing is that this was actually a times c. All right? You have to remember that when you factor these, the first term times the first term always gives you the first term here. Okay, so that's probably where you're forgetting to do it over here if you are doing that. So you would have x plus 4 and x plus 1. And that would work. And remember, when you go to check these, which you always can, x times x is x squared, 1x, 4x, and then 4 times 1 is 4. Here's your middle term, the product of the two outside and the two insides. And that's really super important to remember. So you're going to have x squared plus 5x plus 4, and it checks. You're done. You can always multiply them and check your answers. Now, this is a little different. This is what you learned how to do this year. And here, a is not equal to 1. Okay? But they work the same way. If you write it as two binomials, you know that the product of the first times the first has got to give you the first term here. There's only one way to do it, which is 2x and x. Okay? It doesn't matter where you put it. Now you're halfway there. All you have to do is sort of guess and check this one in your head. So you know the numbers here and here, the two second terms in the binomials, are going to multiply to give you the third term here. So you know you've only got a few choices. You've got positive or negative 1 and 12, positive or negative 2 and 6, positive or negative 3 and 4. Now I look at the middle term because I know that they're going to sum up to give you negative 5 after I'm done multiplying them. And I see the negative 5, I see the 3, I see the 4, the 2, 6. This, if I add and subtract them, is going to give me 8, 4, things like that. This, if I add and subtract them, is going to give me 11, things like that. But these are really kind of close. And I see that 2 and that 4 being an 8 when you multiply it. The 3 and the x as being a 3. 8 and 3 being 5 apart. So I kind of try guessing and checking with those. And you plug in a 4, you plug in a 3, either place. And you're going to eventually end up getting it. You're going to plug in an 2x minus 3, 2x plus 3, and an x minus 4, and you'll say, does that work? 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times negative 4 is negative 8x. 3 times x is positive 3x, and 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. And that works. Negative 8x and positive 3x is negative 5x. So you can always look at them and guess and check them like that. And if you get good at it, it's really fast. You also learn grouping to do this type of a problem. In other words, you learn to look at the product and the sum. The product was a times c, which is negative 24. And the sum was b, which is negative 5. And you said, okay, well, that's going to be negative 8 and positive 3. And so you could say, okay, well, now let me split my middle term, 2x squared, and instead of negative 5x, you can write it as negative 8x and positive 3x, which is where these two come in. And then you just write your last term, which is negative 12. And now you can just GCF the left-hand side, 2x times x minus 4, positive 3 times x minus 4. And now you can pull out that x minus 4 times 2x plus 3. And that is the same result that we got over here. Okay, so this is the grouping method. This is the guess and check method. But what the important thing to remember is that the first term times the first term has got to give you the first term of the trinomial. And also that you can multiply them and check them if you have to. Okay, now, on this screen, I want you to pause the video and you can try these 6 and give them a shot and see how you do. And in a little bit, I'll go ahead and I'll go to the next screen and you can check your answers and mess with them, see if you've got them right or wrong. Okay? So go ahead and pause the video and give these a try. Okay, and here are your answers. Okay, so again, pause the video if you need to and check them and mess with them again and get a little bit of practice. And you should be fine by the time you're done with those if you really try hard and think about it. All right, guys, take care. I hope it helped.